friends, it's Nancy. Oh, just about knocked my lamp over. So I'm back today to do the 3 in 30 minute alphabet challenge. Now, in Tina's original challenge, sorry, I'm just kicking some things out of my way. I got some paper bags underneath my desk and somehow they all ended up underneath my chair. Anyway, in Tina's original challenge, the J was for jumbo. So she made jumbo postage stamps and things. I'm going to go for J is for junk mail. So I've got a couple of ideas for using stuff that you get in the mail to make ephemera for your junk journals. So I've got the timer and we're going to get started and we'll see how we do today. We're on J and we've only been successful once. I don't care. So we're starting now. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I saw a tutorial on, I think it's called Good Earth. I will put a link below. So it talks about making little envelopes for business cards. And they were just cute as a dickens. So I've got a whole bunch of, I believe this one I dyed with wine. So it's very purpley. So I'm going to figure out where 2.5 is. And then fold it so that the security envelope feature is on the outside. I guess I could have measured 5 and folded in half, but you know, we're dealing with me. I thought it was off a little anyway. Come on, you. So it's 2.5 inches widthwise, and I'm just going to cut off the edge to square it up a bit. And then I'm going to cut it 4 inches across. And mark where the halfway mark is. This is at the open end. And I'm going to punch both sides using a 1-inch circle punch. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I'm sure that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to just do a little bit of stitching. In the actual tutorial itself, it gave measurements. And in the photo that they included with the tutorial, it shows using all kinds of brightly colored threads and fancy stitches. So I wanted to use my fancy stitches on my sewing machine. But when I did, the card wouldn't fit in, so I had to adjust the measurements a bit. So if you're checking out the tutorial, the measurements that I have given you are slightly different than the measurements that are in that actual tutorial. I'm sure it would have been fine if I had used plain stitching, but the reason I thought it was so cute was because of the colored ink and not the colored ink, the colored thread and the fancy stitches. Just a smidge more. There we go. Okay. So I don't know if you noticed. Oh yeah, I told you I wine dyed this one. You don't have to dye coffee, tea, wine, whatever. You don't have to dye your paper. You can use them just plain. But this was something I wanted to experiment with. So I've just double knotted that so that the thread doesn't get loose, and that one looks like it knotted itself. So I'm going to trim these threads. Okay, so I have well, this is like a CAA card. It's not a business card. But the idea is you would stick a little card in there. Isn't that cute? I used purple thread. I was pretty jacked about that. All right, so that's the first item that we've made out of just junk mail. Next one I want to do is, this is another thing that I saw on Pinterest. So I saw some cute little envelopes that were made out of these security envelopes. And I don't especially like my envelope board punch for making little envelopes. So I've got this vintage envelope that I have, I just want to make sure, yeah, that I soaked it in hot water to get it to come apart. So, so I can use it as a template. So I'm just going to trace around all the edges. This is simple. Simple enough for me. And this window, or sorry, this envelope didn't have a window in it, so I've got lots of space. The ones that have windows, there isn't quite enough space to get it completely on there without having a little bit of white paper showing. Which is okay. If that's okay with you, that's okay with me. So it's Monday evening. We had snow last night. Everything was really icy this morning. And on my way to work, the radio was saying, oh, we're going to get a bunch more snow. It's been sunny all day. That's okay. As long as I don't have to drive in it, we should be safe. Okay, now I want to fold it so that the whatchamacallit, the security envelope part is on the outside. So I'm just using the envelope to help me find my fold lines. I'm not going to mess around with a ruler. Oh, this is even cuter than I hoped. Might have to make a couple of these. Okay. So, just going to use a little bit of my glue here, glitter glue. got some pencil marks showing I want to erase. And voila! Just gonna round that tip a little bit. Perfect. So there's a tiny envelope. Sorry, I just needed a tissue. All right, next one. Next one calls for an intact window. Just putting my pin back in my glue. Okay. So, I'm just going to peel that off. This one's going to take a little thinking. So, I want to fold this so that the window is exactly in half, so you don't, it's completely see-through. Okay. Maybe I'll straighten up that edge just a teeny tiny bit, because I need to keep some of it. Now, I want to cut about quarter of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, round about there. Come on, you. Okay. Now, on the front, whoops, I gotta fold this going to score this first. Okay. So where this line is here, I'm going to cut that off. And here, and I should have done this first. And this is about 3/8 of an inch. I mean, I would have cut it right off, but I kind of wanted to save this piece in a big hunk for another project. Speaking of cutting things off, I was watching on Amazon Prime last night. There was a documentary about Lorena Bobbitt. Do you remember that story from back? I don't know what it was at, 90, 92. Anyway, so this is going to get glued over here. This is going to get glued up. And not that I really thought this story was so interesting, but what was really interesting was seeing the context of the case in the society as it was at that time. That was really interesting. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to have a flap or if I want to do like a circle. I think I'm going to do a flap. So before I glue that all closed, so same deal, except I think, let's call it 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just gonna cut along there. Now, to make it look just a little more envelope-y, I'm going to match these edges up and give that a little roundness. I'll probably do it on the same. Yeah, it was really interesting because at the same time was the Clarence Thomas? Yeah. I'm not American, so I'm not as familiar with American politics, but I certainly remember those as very big stories at the time. It was definitely a different time, and the laws were different too. So they were talking about, you know, what was the definition of marital rape, and you know, in some states there's no such thing as marital rape. We've come a long way, baby. I'm gluing that edge down. Now, if you had wanted to, you could have inked all these edges. Okay. I mean, I could pop a little circle there, a bit of a circle, just to make it easier to get things in and out. Since I've got time. There we go. This has got kind of a shabby looking edge. Okay, so those are my 3 projects, and I still have nearly 12 minutes to go. So I call that a win. I call that a win. So I can just keep going for a couple more minutes. It's not going to be long enough to make another one. What about this? So the measurements on one that goes this way would be just a little bit bigger and a little bit shallower. Because it's not going to have the stitching there. So I'm just going to go 3 3/4. I reckon. All right, back to the stitching. Anyway, I didn't watch the whole thing. It's a 4-part series. I think I only watched the first 2 episodes. There's one more side here. Cutting these threads off. Just evening this up a hair. Just a teeny bit of an overlap. And I don't know, maybe this will be too narrow. So again, there's another bit. Oh my goodness, I still have 7 minutes. Well, let's make another baby envelope. This is a miracle. Just a miracle. I think these baby envelopes are adorable. And it's really interesting to me the different kinds of security envelopes you can get. So I got a bill today from the ETR, the toll road, and it was all printed in the center, inside the envelope, 407 ETR. But I see them in different colors, and now if you just want plain white ones, well, then don't use a security envelope. But for me, that's kind kind of where the interest is. So I'm going to try to do K tonight as well. And in Tina's original video, she did kites. I think I'm going to do something else, although I haven't got it exactly planned 100% yet. But I think I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea and have a think. Maybe have a look around my kitchen. If you don't have a teeny tiny envelope to use as a template, I'm sure you could find something printable online, or you could, you know, mock something up yourself. Okay. Okay. So there is another baby envelope. So let's just have a look. We still have 3 minutes and 18 seconds left. But in our 30 minutes, we made 2 baby envelopes. An envelope that looks like this, and 2 of these business card type thingies. I guess I forgot to say the idea with this is you can put a tag in there and see both sides of the tag. So that is, I didn't make that one in the last half hour, but I did make it. So that is my alphabet challenge for today. If you thought it was interesting, please hit the like button. If you want to see more challenges like this, then please subscribe, and I'm happy to have you along. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care.